All right, welcome to my channel. This is two-stroke turbo broadcasting over the internet in case you haven't figured it out. And we are looking at a really cool car today. This is my 1954 Nash. I have dubbed this Nash the No Frills Nash because it's a business coupe. So it has no chrome, radio delete, heater delete, everything's deleted. It's just a basic no frills Nash. And let's recap, shall we? I was driving this car as a daily driver back in 2012, and I know that because I just looked at the oil change sticker, and that's when I changed the oil last. That's a pretty good indication of when I last drove the car. So that's 8 years. 8 years this car's been sitting around, and a lot of people have been asking me, when are you going to show the no frills Nash? Well, here we go. I've taken a renewed interest into getting the body work done. It used to be green. Let me show you what color green it used to be. It wasn't my favorite color green. It's this green right here. It's P37 willow green. It's not that attractive. So the whole car was green, except for the top had a forest green top. So the top was a dark green, and the body was that kind of a light mint green. I got the car with no floors. I put in floors. The seats had nothing to hold on to, so I put in all floors, and I've textured them, and they're super dusty and dirty, you can't even tell, but all new floors, and then outer rockers underneath the doors on both sides. It was a lot of work, and when I stripped the paint on this side, I'd realized the car had been in an accident to where somebody literally creamed in the body right above that body line, the whole length of the car, about 3 inches, and they filled it full of Bondo. And it was cracking, and I didn't understand why it was cracking. Now I know. So I went through, and it took me a lot longer to pull out that dent, fix it right, get the doors aligned, and hence the car sat, because it was way more work than I thought. And that happens to a lot of cars, as well as I think it's got the beginnings of a blown head gasket. It was starting to smoke a little white smoke. So I've got a new head gasket. It's laying here on the back package tray. I have just ordered a new windshield seal. Talk about hen's teeth. This windshield seal is really unique because it's got a factory curve there, and then it's got this a cut corner. No other universal windshield seal will work. Luckily someone had it. But for the rear window seal, I am out of luck. I have tried so many places. So I'm going to do another video on what I'm going to try to do to fix that. I'm just going to try to fill the gaps and the cracks with 3M window weld. So this is my beautiful old Nash. I have since, what have I done to this car? I lowered the front, I think, put on smaller tires. Those are Smart Car front tires. Got the carburetor working good. Straight pipe exhaust, 3 on the tree, no overdrive, no nothing. Oh, fixed the trunk. The trunk was all rusted out. So everything along in here was completely rusted. I ground away as much as I could, undercoated this. It looks so much better. Again, way more work than I would have thought, but that's the way things go. It's going to turn out to be nice. It is about 70 degrees today. It's almost November, which is crazy. It is beautiful. And so I had to get my little butt out and start sanding underneath. I've been trying to fix these lower rockers. They're just a mess, but they're looking way better. Again, I replaced that metal with something that I actually made. I curved it. It was a lot of work. It was just too rusty just to let go. I love this car. I love the look of it. I love the closed front fenders. That was only a 2-year deal. 1953 and 54 only had the closed front wheels. 55 had normal opening wheels, as well as the rear, and they look totally different. Again, this car is not a Tri-5. It is not a 55, 56, 57 Chevy. Hence, there's no parts available for it. Hence, it's pretty cool, and I'm out of luck on most things I gotta make. But it is an awesome car. Again, the taillight housings are painted body color. The bumpers are chrome. I don't know if they originally were, but there's no chrome belt line strip down below. There's no nothing. This door was way out of whack. You can still see I'm sanding on it. When I parked this car 8 years ago, I coated the whole thing with SPI epoxy primer, a really heavy coat. and it protected the paint really well. It's faded and chalky now, but it's given me a good something to work with. It's a really awesome primer. If you're interested, look up SPI polyurethanes out of Georgia. They're awesome. And I've used it as a guide coat. You can see this would be a lower spot. That's a higher spot. So we've got the factory paint. I must have a coat of primer there, a coat of high build primer, and then the SPI primer. I've got to figure out where to put the mirror on here. I think I filled the holes where the mirror went. This is just a really cool car. Let's look under the hood. It has this factory hood scoop, and it has a ornament that got stolen. There, it's like a lady laying on like an airplane type thing. I don't know where the original ornament is super expensive if you can find it. We've got a flathead 6 laying in here. And again, I think one of the cylinders is leaking coolant. I've drained the coolant. You can see the radiator's out. And I've been starting it every now and then so that one of the cylinders doesn't rush while it sits. I've been trying to take care of this thing. It has a combination water pump alternator. So you can see down in there. The generator's down there, and there's a shaft that comes off the back of the generator, and it turns the water pump in the back. It's kind of a unique thing. Really hard to find parts for. Again, it's 6-volt positive. You can see the positive on my gel cell battery goes right to the engine block. Crazy thing. It's got trumpet horns. I love this car. It actually was working really well. It has vacuum operated wipers. I had a heater. I had it as a daily driver. It was pretty awesome. It sounds great. You can see I've done the underside of this. I got all the rust off, and this is in a nice coat of primer. I'm probably just going to lightly sand that and paint it. I'll paint the engine compartment and the door jambs first. What else can I show you? I'm kind of renewing myself here. Oh yeah, I don't remember what was wrong here. There was some rust or something there. I've got to make some door panels. I've got to pretty much make an interior. I had the interior done, or the seats redone, with black perforated vinyl and then kind of a lime green and then a neon green base. I'm not so sure I'm going to keep those. Those colors are contrasting and they don't contrast well. It's a 60-40 seat. In other words, the 40 side is on the driver's side, folds up, and the passenger side is longer. It has the floor start. In other words, see the button there right above the clutch pedal? That's how you start the car. It's got an axe handle, emergency brake, a lot of cool stuff. The steering turn signal stalk lights up. It's got the unipod gauge cluster. Again, no radio, although it's got the knob for a radio, and maybe it's got a tube radio in there, and it has the air flight designation. I put a heater fan in it so that I could stay warm in the winter, and I put some insulation on the roof. I've got to do a headliner. Car needs a lot of work. It wasn't left for dead. I got it running pretty easily, put brakes on it, floors, fixed the bodywork, sprayed in primer, and then let it sit. But I did enjoy it. I drove it for a good 2 years. It's got SP plates and a lot of work to do. So the next thing is I'm going to finish sanding the whole car, and then spray it in gray. The gray will be the seal coat, because the green paint that's going back on it is going to be close to the original, but probably not the exact. I'd like it to be a little brighter, and I'll change the wheel color, because those are too bright. That's Yamaha green, not my favorite anymore. All right, so there's our update on the No Frills Nash. Oh, I also took out the, if you guys remember, the spear. There's a big chrome spear on the front, and there was a Nash emblem, and I took a moped 6-volt light and I put it in there, so it's like a Cyclops Triclops thing. It looks pretty cool. It's a vintage headlight, incandescent, looks really awesome. So we're gonna get sand on this thing. I would love to get this thing another coat of primer this week if the weather holds, and you may or may not see more on this old girl or not. It's a great old car. I love it, and I'm excited to hear this thing rip. Oh, speaking of rip, who's here? Come here. Come here. Give me some love. Oh, yes. You are a good dog. You are. Show everybody your teeth. Oh, look at those big chompers. All right. So we're going to get sanding on the Nash. Hope everyone stays safe out there. It's been cold at night, so we've been working hard during the day, trying to get a suntan here in almost November, working on sanding our Nash. Stay safe. Stay healthy. We will talk to you guys later. thanks for watching and supporting my channel. I really appreciate it. And the No Frills Nash will be out running soon, I hope. I hope and pray. So let's get working on it. Let's get this thing sanded down and let's paint it. All right, we'll see you later. Come here. Oh, you. That's still.